everybody, and welcome back to The Question, where you have the questions and I have the answers. And today I'm going to be talking about the four main political parties within the United States. I know it's usually joked about that we have a two-party system and it's destroying America, because it is. But we actually have four major parties on every presidential election ballot, and I thought we should talk about them, talk about what their main ideologies are, what separates them, and so on and so forth. But before we get started, please remember to like, comment, share, and hit subscribe for new content. I make videos about history and about modern politics, and sometimes just reviews and rants. With that being said, let's get on with the video. Let's start with the Democratic Party, as that is the main party in power. Democratic Party is one of, if not the oldest political party in America, and it is one of the major two parties. Its color is blue, and as I said earlier, it is currently in power with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris of the Democratic Party. And the Democratic Party, it currently has control over the House of Representatives and the Senate. I also wanted to start with the Democratic Party because it is a very unique party in the fact that it has a large range of people and a large range of ideological differences, as it is the only political party that has a spectrum within the political spectrum itself. It has conservatives and liberals and progressives and centrists, whereas the other political parties I'm going to talk about have like one main ideology, and that's about it. Google search, the Democratic Party says that they are modern liberalists, so they're generally on the more left-wing progressive side. However, they also, as I said earlier, have conservatives and centrists, as Joe Biden is a self-proclaimed centrist, which means that of the political scale between the left wing, which is more liberal, the right wing, which is more conservative, he tends to be right in the center of both parties. He's not super liberal, he's not super right wing. He's just trying to make everybody happy, and usually that makes absolutely nobody happy, as is the trend with his presidency right now. As for conservatives, the conservative aspect is they believe in more traditional values, which tend to focus more on Christianity or Christian religion. Though it's not a very large part of the Democratic Party, there are a few conservatives, namely in the South, but most of the conservatives left to the Republican Party around the time of Richard Nixon. There also are liberals, and progressive liberals are more about liberal independent freedoms, like, homosexuality rights, transgender rights, whereas progressives are more like Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, who want broad social reforms such as universal health care and free college. The main parties, the Democratic Party is seen to be the more good party or the more liberal party, even though if you look at it, neither party right now is better than the other. One just tends to be better than the other. Let's get right on to the Republican Party, which was Donald Trump's party. And actually, I lied before. The Republican Party has kind of split into two major parties, though they're both in the more right-wing conservative ideological standpoint. The split in the Republican Party is about how radical the right-wing beliefs are, whereas there's Trump Republicans versus regular Republicans. Trump Republicans are a lot like Trump and very outspoken and very, very radical about their beliefs. They believe very, very concrete things, and they generally do not care who gets hurt within the process as long as they benefit from it, versus regular Republicans who also hold on to these beliefs but are less likely to go to such extreme measures to make sure that those beliefs are carried through. It's important to note that with more people joining the Republican Party, the right wing of the United States has become more right, which means the center is moving more right, which means the left is moving more right, which is why we have a lot of fights about what is counted as extremism in the US, like socialism or communism or universal health care. So a lot of socialist policies that are pretty standard within the European Union or in other countries like Canada seem very, very extreme here, but that's just because the right wing is becoming more and more extreme, whereas the left is kind of like tailing behind them. On to the two smaller parties, which you probably haven't heard of unless you are in America, and if you are in America, you're probably vaguely aware of them if you don't know a lot about them. The first I'm going to talk about is the Libertarian Party, which is a more niche policy. The Democratic and Republican parties are overreaching and they embody certain ideologies and are subject to change through time, where the Libertarian Party is founded on one concrete ideology, which doesn't vary that much. And that ideology is that individual rights and individual freedom should be above all else. They believe that the government should have absolutely no intervention within personal freedoms, and that includes regulations on business. They believe in a laissez-faire market, which is a completely free market, that capitalism should go completely unchecked, as any infringement by the government or any regulation from the government is an infringement upon personal rights. And so that means that they believe in a lot of individual freedoms. They believe that prostitution should be legal, the drugs should be legal, and that homosexuality and transgender should be legal. But it also means that they don't believe in public education or public health care or social security. The irony in that is that the other lesser known party that's on ballots is the Green Party, and that is the complete opposite of the Libertarian Party. They are staunchly anti-capitalist, sometimes verging on socialism or communism, and their main ideology is libertarian socialism, meaning that they believe heavily in individual freedoms, but they believe that federal government or state governments should be implementing social policies that make sure people have what they need. So it's like you can live your life as you choose, but you should also be able to afford going to school and afford healthcare. The Green Party is also the newest political party of the main four, as it was founded in 2001. And also just to say that while we have four main political parties, even though most people only know about two, most people only vote for two, we have a lot more political parties here in the United States, but it's all about who receives the most funding. And because the Democratic and Republican parties are the oldest, they have worked the system in their favor and they receive the most funding and the most hearsay, the most news coverage, and most people only know about those two. And that doesn't mean that people outside of the Republican or Democratic parties never get elected. You're more likely to see independent or third party candidates in local or state government, but you're not going to see them on a presidential or federal level. However, there are legally two independents in the Congress. I believe it's Bernie Sanders and one other congressman. And while they run as Democrats, I believe they are counted as independents. And I lied, there is one other slot on an American federal election ballot, and that is for a write-in. You can write in whoever the fuck you want. They do not have to be a politician. Literally a few people, well actually a good portion of people in 2016 election voted for Harambe for president in 2016. And people, actually a large amount of people, I believe within like Utah or Nevada, voted for Kanye West. If you feel like I missed any important information or got anything wrong, or you just want me to clarify because I speak kind of quickly and I left out a lot of the more intricate information about why we have the political system that we have and how the parties are created and who founded them, please leave a question below. I love hearing from you guys, and if you just disagree with me or you have anything you want me to make a video on, please comment, as once again I love hearing from you guys and I don't hear from you guys enough. That being said, personal update, I am leaving for college tomorrow, so I don't know when I will be able to make another video. So for now, this is a temporary goodbye, and I know that on average 5 people watch these videos, but you 5 people mean a lot to me and really keep me going making this channel. I don't think I would make it if I thought nobody was seeing it. Yeah, this got kind of sentimental. I've had this channel since I started high school. This is like the 5th year of making this. Should I make a video about what I learned throughout high school, or should I make a video about my thoughts of being a college freshman? Comment below. So long, and thanks for all the fish. Remember, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes.